Welcome to another episode of Mastering Cybersecurity, developed by baremetalcyber.com. Let's dive in. Mobile devices now carry company email, files, messages, and credentials, which makes them both essential and risky in everyday work. A mobile device means a smartphone, tablet, or lightweight laptop that leaves the building and connects over cellular or Wi-Fi networks. The goal is simple to say but tricky to achieve. Protect company data without breaking the convenience people expect from their personal devices. A beginner can picture a phone that accesses a shared drive at a coffee shop while juggling personal photos and a banking app. That single-pocket computer needs rules, guardrails, and quick recovery options when something goes wrong, like a lost phone or a malicious link. A good mobile program starts with clear choices, sensible defaults, and tools that quietly enforce the basics while staying out of the user's way. Mobile Device Management, MDM, is software that enrolls devices, applies settings, and can locate or wipe them when necessary. Enterprise Mobility Management, EMM, adds app and content controls, separating work data from personal data with consistent rules. Unified Endpoint Management, UEM, expands that idea to laptops and desktops, giving one console for phones, tablets, and computers together. These platforms usually provide device inventory, configuration profiles, compliance checks, and remote actions such as lock or selective wipe. A beginner example is requiring a passcode and encrypting storage on every enrolled phone before email is allowed to sync. The platforms reduce manual effort by making these controls automatic and repeatable across many different models and operating systems. Ownership choices shape both privacy expectations and control strength, so it helps to compare common models early. Bring Your Own Device, BYOD, allows employees to use personal phones for work with light controls and strong privacy boundaries. Corporate-owned, personally enabled, COPE, devices belong to the company but permit reasonable personal use, striking a balance between control and convenience. Corporate-owned business-only, COBO, devices are locked down for work tasks only, which simplifies support and risk decisions. A small nonprofit might start with BYOD for cost reasons, later moving critical roles to COPE to gain tighter protections. Decide based on data sensitivity, legal obligations, support capacity, and how much friction your team will realistically accept. Risks on mobile look familiar, but arrive through smaller screens and faster moments, which can encourage hasty taps. Loss or theft is common, so assume a phone will go missing and design for quick lock, locate, and wipe. Smishing, which is phishing by text message, tricks users into fake logins or malware installs that can capture one-time codes or contacts. Insecure Wi-Fi can expose unencrypted traffic or push device configuration changes using malicious captive portals at airports or cafes. Rooting or jailbreaking removes platform protections and increases the chance that malware can bypass isolation controls. Operating system fragmentation means different patch levels and features across models, so policy and tooling must compensate for uneven updates. Enrollment is where trust begins because a device proves who it is and receives the first set of rules. Automated enrollment programs from Apple and Google can place corporate devices under management at first power on, closing gaps where settings might be skipped. Company portal apps help BYOD users enroll themselves with clear screens that show what data the organization can see and what stays private. Quick response, QR codes, or short tokens make classroom setups faster, especially when provisioning many tablets for a training event. A baseline configuration profile usually enforces a passcode, encryption, screen lock timeouts, and a device name that follows a simple pattern. Think of enrollment as issuing a digital badge and a starter kit that prepares the device for secure work. Identity and access rules connect a known person, a compliant device, and the right applications at the right time. Start with strong passcode rules and encourage biometrics like fingerprint or face unlock, which raise the bar without slowing normal use. Device certificates provide a reliable identity for the phone itself, allowing networks and apps to check that the device is enrolled and healthy. Single sign-on, SSO, reduces password fatigue and pairs well with multi-factor prompts that consider location or risk signals. Conditional access decisions can block an unmanaged phone from syncing email until enrollment and compliance are satisfied. A beginner example is allowing a sales app to open only when the user's identity is verified and the device passes its latest health checks. Core device security controls protect data even when a device leaves your site or network. Full disk encryption at rest ensures that stored data cannot be read without the passcode or biometric unlock. Secure Boot checks that the operating system starts from trusted code, reducing opportunities for hidden tampering. Hardware-backed key stores protect cryptographic keys inside dedicated components, making theft by malware much harder. Enforced operating system updates close known holes, and grace periods balance urgency with minimal disruption. You can verify these controls by checking compliance reports in the console and sampling a few devices to ensure the settings truly match policy. Application management focuses on which apps are allowed, how they behave, and how their data is handled. An allow list permits only pre-approved business apps, while a deny list blocks known bad categories, giving flexible control in mixed environments. Managed app configurations push standard settings into apps, like preloading a server address or disabling risky features in a document editor. Private or curated app stores offer a safer, simpler place to find required tools without scrolling the public marketplace. App wrapping or management frameworks can apply data protection rules even to third-party apps, such as preventing screenshots or backups. A useful example is allowing a managed PDF viewer to open customer files while personal photo apps remain untouched and separate. Data protection on mobile works best by separating work data from personal data and controlling how information flows. Containerization creates a workspace where business apps can share data with each other but not with personal apps. Copy and paste restrictions and open-in rules help prevent a contract from being pasted into a social messaging app by mistake. Per-app virtual private network (VPN) only business traffic through a secure gateway, leaving personal streaming or maps to use normal internet. Storage rules can prevent backups of work documents to personal cloud accounts while permitting personal photos to back up normally. A beginner example is emailing a spreadsheet from a managed mail app to a managed spreadsheet app, while the personal mail app cannot access that attachment. Network and connectivity safeguards reduce interference and keep traffic trustworthy wherever people connect. Preloaded Wi-Fi profiles with certificates can quietly attach devices to secure office networks without sharing a single password. The Enterprise Authentication Standard, often called 802.1x, lets networks verify both user and device identity before granting access. Full-device VPNs route all traffic through a company gateway, while per-app VPNs protect only selected applications to reduce overhead. Roaming controls can block costly international data use or require VPN when outside trusted countries or regions. A practical setup might auto-join the office network, prefer the per-app VPN for email and files, and ignore unknown captive portals entirely. Keeping devices patched is a moving target, so plan a smooth and predictable update rhythm. Separate your fleet into testing rings, where a small pilot group gets operating system updates first to catch surprising app issues. Staged rollouts help you pause or accelerate based on early results, which avoids breaking the whole team at once. Set deadlines for critical security patches and allow short grace periods so people can finish meetings or travel tasks. Retire or quarantine end-of-support devices that cannot receive updates, pairing the rule with a simple replacement path. A beginner example is approving a minor update for the pilot ring on Monday, expanding to half the fleet on Wednesday, and finishing the remainder the following week. Monitoring and response turn policies into daily safety nets that catch problems early and limit damage. Compliance policies flag devices that fall out of requirements, such as missing a passcode or failing encryption checks after a reset. Mobile endpoint detection and response tools, sometimes called EDR for phones, watch for suspicious behavior like malicious profiles or unusual network beacons. Alerts should create clear, small workflows, notify the user, quarantine risky access, and guide a fix inside the company portal app. Lost or stolen device playbooks should lock the device immediately and use selective wipe to remove only work data when appropriate. Full remote wipe stays available for COBO or high-risk situations where personal data is not at stake. People and privacy considerations make or break mobile programs, especially when personal devices are involved. Write acceptable use rules in plain English that explain what is expected, like keeping passcodes, reporting loss quickly, and avoiding unknown profiles. Be transparent in BYOD about what the organization can and cannot see, such as device model, compliance state, and managed apps, not personal photos or texts. Minimize data collection and state retention periods, which reduces both privacy concerns and administrative overhead. Capture consent where required and coordinate with legal or human resources when handling investigations or device wipes. A simple orientation page inside the portal app helps remind everyone of the rules and the support steps available when something goes wrong. A small team can combine these ideas into a starter roadmap that grows with experience and need. Choose an ownership model that matches your culture and data sensitivity. Then enroll devices with a baseline that enforces passcodes and encryption. Pair identity with conditional access so only compliant, healthy devices reach business apps. Protect data with containers and per-app VPN, and tighten networks with certificates and cautious captive portal behavior. Keep updates predictable with testing rings. Monitor for drift with clear alerts, and handle lost phones with fast, respectful workflows. These habits turn mobile chaos into a manageable, steady system that keeps work moving and data safe. Thanks for listening. For more audio courses, daily newsletters, and more, please visit baremetalcyber.com.